Hello, Cedric here. CR Wrestling Commentary. These are my thoughts on AEW Full Gear. I only just recently, it's 1:06 a.m. It's November 17th. Just got done watching the pay-per-view. A very long pay-per-view. And I'm gonna just be honest with you. Yeah, a lot of people they like the spot monkey stuff. They like the stuff that don't make sense because it's a big move. It's a diving move. But I'm gonna point some things out. Now look, there weren't but two good matches: the opening and closing match. That was it. The only two good matches. So the first match, it was basically what you would call a grudge match. It's Darby Allin, MJF, and they had a beautiful wrestling match. Now it started off as wrestling. It started off like that, but then it turned into this is obviously cooperation. And if you listen to the crowd, even the crowd started to see through, and it's okay. We got to stop this. Let's get to some other stuff. And they built up nicely, and it was great. I mean, the match was beautiful. I'm not gonna lie. I was just so thrilled and proud of that match, proud of both of them. The MJF led this match. He called like the whole match. I had tears in my eyes. I mean, it was just beautiful. I miss wrestling like this. This is a pay-per-view style, long-winded match. And I would honestly say, going on the scale of things, yeah, this would be a 5-star match. Going on the scales of things, going on a hard star rating system like back in the day how it was, even though it was still made up and ish phony, but it gave a credibility to the wrestling industry. This would have been a 4-star match. So I'm just letting you, it would have been a hard 4-star, on some, and then some would say easy 4-star, maybe 4.5, but never a 5-star. MJF did great. Darby Allin did great. Oh man, you believe that the damage is severe, it's real, and maybe it was. I don't know. They did such a great job. It's hard to really see through a lot of stuff, and that's what you need. MJF won with dubious means. The ring, a great punch. Did a good job. And I think that's how it should be. MJF needed to win that match. He has to retain his credibility among the fans. And then after that, it's just falderall and stupidity. And I called roughly everything. I knew MJF would win. I didn't care too much about the other matches. I knew Miro was going to lose to Bryan Danielson. It's supposed to be Jon Moxley that lost, but Moxley is, out. Alcohol rehab, getting clean, getting sober, getting his mind right, refocusing and whatnot. So it's going to take a while. They're doing the 5-step or 12-step program. That's just bullshit. No, it's about your outlook on life. It's about hope and prosperity and things like that. It's about not being driven down to the point where you got to go to the vices, or you feel, or if it's just in you so natural that you feel so high on it that you're like, yeah, I can partake. No, it's literally not about never having a drink. It's about controlling when you drink. That's the only thing that I have ever heard from any people that were legitimate alcoholics. And there's a lot out there, even some that think they're not alcoholics. I'll joke with Cedra and say that she is, just because she's drinking something, and sometimes she just starts laughing and stuff, and it's rare that she drink. It's super rare, but I just like to mess with her. So, I don't want Moxley messed up and in the gutters and all that stuff. I don't want the goon dead. I just want the goon to stop being a goon. That's really it. Jay Lethal comes out later, and he's all dressed to the nines as he do, and he comes out and does the Ric Flair voice, screaming Shivani and stuff. And for a second, while Shivani was laughing, you look at it, you could tell it was such a high hit of nostalgia that Shivani had to keep it together just for you could see it. I was like, yeah, there you go. And he was like, I always wanted to do that. It was something. The Lucha Brothers in their tag match, they did a tribute, homage, and whatnot. They with FTR about Eddie Guerrero, and they did his frog splash. Rey Fenix did it pretty well. Eddie had two forms of it: a praying hands version, where his elbows and knees touch, and then he had his, how can I say this, high intensity match ending version, which you rarely, I don't think he's ever done it in WWF or WWE. I don't think he ever did it. I know he did it in New Japan, and I know that he did it a couple of times in WCW. When he comes off the ropes and it's his fists are balled up, they're roughly side by side, he gets the full arch of the frog splash, knee to elbow, lay out flat, splash, hit hard with the elbows, and he keep his fist balled up and and on the opponent, and you can see him shaking his hand like, come on, ref, get over here, let me get this win, even if he wouldn't get it at the time. That's a rarely seen frog splash. I don't know if too many people remember that. He used to do the flat hand frog splash as Black Tiger. That's what he did. He'd come off the ropes, and it's not so much elbow to knee, but it was close enough, and he'd hit flat. But I think he dislocated his elbow on the praying hands version of it. Basically, your hands are together. That's really all it is. That's when he's in the air. But they try to do the triple rolling suplexes. I don't think he innovated those suplexes. I don't think so. I think he popularized it. I would like to say Power Warrior, aka Sasaki Kensuke, first started doing it, but I don't think he innovated it. I don't know who innovated the rolling suplexes, but the one time I saw Kensuke do it, the video game ripped it right out of the match, and I was just like, whoa, they just knew what they were doing when they made this game. So they did that. They did it well. Well, okay, they didn't really do the roller suplex as well. It looked really craptacular. And Eddie's original version, he didn't swing the legs around. Just want y'all to know that. He didn't swing the legs around. That was just for that sports entertainment style. That's what that was. You have to show everything. No, he didn't do that. It was suplex, roll over, pick him up, suplex, roll over, hop forward, snap suplex. And then if he's feeling his oats, he'd hold him up for a slight stalling when it's suplex. Power Warrior was suplex, and he's rolling over before you even hit the damn mat and yanking you to your damn feet. I'm just saying, I don't know who innovated it, but I know the ones that did it best. So they did that. It kind of jacks up a lot of the show when they did that. I didn't know, but it was all about it. And no, I don't know if this is an anniversary of Eddie Guerrero's death or a birthday or anything. They're in Minneapolis, and maybe that's where Eddie had moved to. I don't know. But when it came to later Chris Jericho's match, I'll just say the title match, the tag title match, FTR and Lucha Brothers. I'll be honest with you, FTR shouldn't have done this match. They really, I'm serious. There's a point where the match itself would be so bullshitty and unprofessional. I think it's just to unprofessionally just walk out, or honestly, go into business for yourself and knock a fool out and take the belts. And be like, oh, wow, did we do that? Because the end of the match was stupid. It made no sense. Not that you want to make an argument for, that wasn't me, so how can you award them the match? It was something that was done back in the NWA days, and I think they're trying to do that. But they buried every single tag team finisher that each team got. They buried every single wrestling finishing move that each one. Brain busters, top rope brain busters and Falcon arrows and anything you could think of. They buried it. Kick out, kick out, kick out, kick out, kick out, kick out. Not saves, kick outs, kick outs. So what's the point? You killed it. You buried it. People think that stuff is awesome. Yeah. So later during Jericho's match, and FTR, they lost. It don't matter. Jericho and his brood come out, and then they're going against America Top Team, and the crowd was anticipatory of this match. And I want y'all, for those that watched it or heard of it, and see, look, I was working on Fire Pro while this was going on. So I was listening way more than I was seeing, and then I have to get up, go to the keyboard, hit the 10-second back button and see what happened or something like that. I do that a lot. And not when Tony Schiavone or Excalibur would needlessly pop over stupid stuff. I'm talking about like when you hear the crowd react. That's what I listen for, the crowd reaction. And I also listen to the crowd lack of a reaction. And so Cedric was watching this match, and I was like, listen to the crowd. Arlovsky or whoever got in and they started wrestling. I said, listen to the crowd, because they started popping. It's like, the big boys are in. They gonna fight. We got MMA fighters. They gonna do their thing. And the crowd lulled not to boredom, but to what's gonna happen. You can hear it. And then I think it was Junior Dos Santos. I think he got in doing some pro wrestling stuff, and the crowd died. They died. I said, listen to how quiet they are. The crowd ain't booing, but they don't give a damn. You can hear the murmurs of like, what the fuck? What, huh? What? You can hear those murmurs. You can hear it. It was epic. And I had to explain to her, like I'll explain to you, the listener. The reason the crowd was like that was because they expected some MMA stuff. They expect these MMA legends, fighters, whatnot, to get in there and do some MMA stuff. They didn't. They started doing pro wrestling stuff. Dude did a standing moonsault. You can see he was like, this is going to be fun. You can see it on his face. This is going to be fun. Look at this. He. I get it. And they don't have any policy for AEW. There's no policy. There's no policy on wrestling. There's just probably policy on how you conduct yourself backstage. But there's no policy on the matches. So he goes out there. Guess what? I get to do it live in front of everybody. You can see it on his face. I mean, he lost about 20 years. You just see him. He's like, man, I am happy. And he did a standing moonsault and almost destroyed his cranium, but he did it. And the people didn't pop for it. They didn't give a damn. They're like, where's the MMA? Supposed to take him down, ground and pound. And the way I would have ran that match, it would have been Jericho's people go in and you start off with Scorpio Sky and Green Screen Page, and y'all fight. Y'all do your thing. And y'all keep it like that tag match going on and on and on. I would have had it that way. Jericho's team, y'all tag in and out, and then you let those two be a tag team. You tag in at some point, MMA dude, and it's a stand-up game. You get him in the corner, pow, blast him in the face, pow, blast him in the ribs, front kick, have him look mean. He's in there. He's supposed like he's ready for a fight, right? Right? He's dressed like it, so he might as well. Hey, I'm ready to put you in this. Try to work those MMA strikes as wrestling strikes, but make them look as legit as possible. Hit them around the neck area, strike them on the side of the forehead in a more or less glancing way. That's what you do. And the defender don't need to cover up. The defender do not need to cover up like it's going to be a MMA fight. It don't need to cover up like we're in a boxing match and don't know how to box. No, I would have had it so they don't know what to do. It's like, pow, oh, whoa, what the? And then try to push him off. Try to get away. Dude, throw him back in the corner. Pow, pow, oh, crap. Then immediately the team comes in and tries to get him off. Because that's out the element at that point. They're out the element. Got to get them off. You double team the MMA fighter. You beat on him. You stomp on him. You beat him down. You you hold him and stuff, you stretch him a little bit because you got the numbers advantage. He needs to make a tag. He didn't got beat up. He didn't got worked over. He makes the tag back to the wrestler. Wash, rinse, repeat. You know, but it was a street fight and it looked very indie-rific. And there you go. Jericho's team won, but that was just one of the best part. This is the only good part of the match. Jericho at the end, he goes, he looks up to the sky because heaven and all that, Eddie, we love you and all that. And he's just looking up and the crowd knows what he's doing. He's doing a really poor shoulder shimmy. It takes him forever to get to the top rope. Takes him forever to get ready. And then he dives. Frog splash, not Eddie Guerrero style, but I see where he tried. And, he hit the frog splash. But notice the crowd didn't necessarily pop. Crowd didn't come up for that. Not like they should. Because all that was buried in the tag match. Which is why you shouldn't do it like that. That should have been saved for someone like Jericho who has wrestled Eddie on numerous occasions, who's tagged with Eddie on numerous occasions, who's went to war with Eddie on numerous occasions. It should have been saved for Chris Jericho. It ain't about if I like the company or not. It's about just in general respect for a situation. And Jericho, he got the win. It's a garbage match where you're honoring somebody who was not a garbage wrestler. So I thought that was dishonorable in itself. But at the same time, this was the real part. This is when it got real. If anybody watched this, it was real. This was real. After the pin, Jericho, he got emotional. It made me emotional. Thinking back on it, I'm getting emotional, getting teary-eyed. You can probably hear it in my voice, getting choked up. That was a real moment. That was a beautiful moment. That was a beautiful moment by Chris Jericho. And people are probably going to shit on it or probably not even acknowledge it. But Jericho, he was just sitting there. You could see he was thinking. It got to him. When his team got into the ring, it was, Sammy got in and whatnot. And it's like, man, and that pat on the back, that hard pat on the back, like, man, we did it. Jericho didn't even give a damn to respond to that. It was more like it kind of scared him a little bit. You can see Jericho jump like, okay. He was having a moment. If those people weren't garbage-minded people, indie-rific in the mind, they would have stayed out that ring, shut up, and just let him have his moment for 15 seconds. Just give him 15 seconds. You can count it. Just back up, hands on your hips, give him his moment. Let that absorb in. They broke the moment. Because that's what garbage-minded people do. They don't think about the moment. They shoot for the moment, but don't think about that moment when it happens. And they just move to the next thing because whatever happened didn't matter. They look back on it, probably be like, crap, we should have gave him his space. So, Team Jericho won. But won what? Nothing. You know who won? We did. Those that like pro wrestling. You know how we won? We don't have to see this crap anymore. There you go. Jay Lethal comes out afterwards and he talks his thing up. And he's like, yeah, I want to wrestle this guy. He's new to the company. He's a former multi-world champion. He's gone against people of, Roosh, Jay Briscoe, PCO, Jonathan Gresham. The list goes on and on. Samoa Joe, Kurt Angle, Sting, AJ Styles. He's wrestled a plethora of, great wrestlers with some, like Will Ospreay back in the day, just spot monkeys. But for his spot monkeyness, he was awesome and amazing at it. I'm not going to take that away from Will Ospreay. He was an awesome spot monkey. Just buried all of his own moves. That's what was bad. Maybe one day he'll look back at it and say, crap. Crap. Should have found myself a decent repertoire and then use those moves as finishers. Crap. Doing everything buries everything you do. Just keep that in mind. Doing everything buries everything you do. That's for any would-be wrestlers out there. All right. So yeah, Sammy Guevara, if you want to pronounce it right, he comes out and he's like, he Goldbergs it. You're on. Nobody remembers that. That was the first time Goldberg ever spoke. Someone challenged him for the WCW Heavyweight Championship, World Heavyweight Championship, which wasn't defended around the world. And then he comes out, his music, he comes to the ring, he storms, gets in, gets the mic, you're on! Walk off. Fans like, man, he's going to say something. It's going to be awesome. What? I got an erection for what? For nothing? Damn. I was really hoping something was going to come of this. No. Goldberg had the right tone of voice to actually. Whoo. He did. So after that, there was really no other good matches. I'm serious. Britt Baker's match was craptacular. Oh, they was dressed. Their outfits was to the nines. It was beautiful. Mwah. Chef kiss on the outfits. And are they great? They're good wrestlers. They know what they're doing. They're pretty polished. Ty Conte and Britt Baker, they're pretty much polished. Pretty much. They got a lot of learning to do in subtle little areas, but other than this was a flustercluck. And nothing went well. Buried everything of Ty Conti, and Britt Baker's like, I can get the lockjaw on, and Ty is like, never, and I'm going to roll you up and pin you. And I'm like, okay. The match was going. I was working on CR Fire Pro Road, getting those matches together. Watching them and making sure that, when it's over, I can get the graphics off the screen, which there's a lot of flubs anyway. Don't care. I don't think anyone even notices that stuff. And I had to look at the screen. I don't know how long it had been. I looked at CJ and said, they still wrestling. What the hell? I just thought it should have been over. There were other matches. There were some matches here and there. I don't know. Just all of them were garbage. They didn't even mean anything. Nothing came of it. Young Bucks match, they was all dressed in like shocking watermelon pink, beautiful color wasted on non-beautiful people. Their match was, street fight all over the place, did everything, and at the end it means nothing. Nothing was gained, no lessons taught, nobody prospered anything, nobody moves up any kind of ranks or positions or any. We went out there, beat the shit out of each other, risked injury, almost killed ourselves about 3 or 4 times, did moves that nobody needed to do, and nobody got anything out of it. I mean, there were other matches, don't really remember them, and all the matches were long. They just went too damn long, and then you get the main event, you get Adam Page, Kenny Omega. And you know what? I'm going to say something straight up. I was wrong about this match. I was right knowing they was going to do everything and it's going to be almost a spot fest because they would just, let's kick out of this move. Let's kick out of that move. Let's kick out of this. Let's bury these finishers. That'd be nice. Let's look competitive let's bury all these moves kind of way. But yet, I'm going to say this. Don't hate too much. The match won't stupid. It won't a stupid match. I just wish they knew how to pro wrestle. I wish Kenny Omega knew how to pro wrestle. Page does know how, and he tried. Kenny is not a pro wrestler. And I wish Kenny would learn how to pro wrestle. Because if he learned to punch from Tully or Arn, if he learned a mat game and how to do that stuff from Bryan Danielson, CM Punk, Arn Anderson, if he learned how to be a heel from Tully Blanchard, if he actually learned instead of staying as indie-rific as he is, he'd be one of the absolute best modern professional wrestlers on the planet. And I don't mean spot monkey modern. I mean it would be like, word, this guy should never lose a match. it's also about how you carry yourself. He doesn't carry himself by any means. He has no self-standards. Just he exposes everything and buries everything. So Adam Page, being believable, selling moves. Kenny Omega's like, I'm so beaten tired. Let me get full energy. I hate that. I really hate that. I got full energy. I'm lucid. Yay. I got punched in the face. Oh, I'm so groggy. Oh, it's back to that. I'm so groggy. I don't know if I can stand. Let me fire up. Pow, pow, pow. Yeah, look at this. Awesome. Oh no, I got stopped. I'm so tired and dizzy. Oh no. I get tired of that. Hit your move. Not as crisp. Show that. Show that you've been hurt. Show that you're tired. Show that maybe there's too much sweat in your eye or blood in your eye or something. You're off kilter because of something. You don't hit the move as clean. You might miss and your opponent calls an audible and hit you with something else. Something. But it took the Inzui buckshot lariat, the somersault, reel back lariat, roll over and get to the front. It took forever to do them, but he got them. Heyman did, and he pinned Kenny Omega. Proved me absolutely wrong. I knew Kenny was going to hold on to this title. Kenny's gear was awesome. I like his wrestling gear. He's always trying to do that homage to the one wing angel that and whatnot from Tekken. You got the good, the bad, the two angels in Tekken 1 that they kept putting in other Tekkens. He does that, and he keeps that. It's always something on him that he has on his left shoulder, I believe it is. It's going to be something that hangs in. It always offsets the whole outfit. It never complements it. If he did it decently or something, it would look right, but anyway. And I knew something might be wrong. I was like, something might be up because they gave Adam Page a hell of an intro. I got chills and goosebumps. I got a little emotional inside. I was like, whoa, this is epic. Kenny Omega, his looked cool. It should have been better than Cody Rhodes. Oh yeah, he did wrestle. Yeah, that match did happen. Arn Anderson was whooping the shit out of the dude. That was awesome. I wish Kenny could throw punches like that. That would help. But that match, it was alright. Bunch of stupid shit. Nothing really made sense. And then the match was over. I can't remember who won or lost, but it don't matter because it didn't mean anything. FTR comes in and attack Pac. The bastard Pac. Yeah, that shit. Any case. So I think they won. That's right. He did. He hit the imploding Sky Twister press. That's what he hit, and he won. But it took him. Oh man, I don't know how long to steady himself for that move. It's beautiful when he do it, but it takes him so long to set up. I was like, roll out the way, man. Roll out the way. It's cool. Roll out the way. Get the knees up. Bite his abdomen on the way down. I don't know. So just any case. So, and that reminds me of Young Bucks coming down to Paige and them, to Paige's match. And the look on their face was like someone told them, hey, Young Bucks, I want you to know it's nothing personal, but company management and owner and all that, from this day forward, you're going to have to learn how to wrestle professionally. That's the look they had on their faces. That look that someone said, if you interfere with my match, I'm going to ruin your shit. And they're like, oh man, we can't ruin the match. Basically got slapped in front of everybody by your grandma and you can't do nothing about it. or you outside with your peoples, and your mom holler your name or your dad holler your name, and it's all embarrassing. You're like, oh shit, it was kind of like they had that look on their face, like you sitting there with everybody and you got to fart and you realize, oh no, this is going to smell like fuck, and you hope you can pass it off to somebody else. But then they're going to react to you, and if you react first, then you tell it on yourself, so you're trapped, and you're like, man, I'm about to get the reverse bubble guts on this, and I don't know how I'm gonna deal. So that's how the Young Bucks were. They were trying to sell that they would beat the shit from their match, and I'm like, y'all beat the shit. What the fuck you coming out for? They showered, dressed, and all that. They were good to go, but there's a chance they didn't shower. They shower when they get to the hotel. But Adam Page won, and the crowd came up for that. They tried to get the chant. I think a few rows had that chant of "You deserve it," and it just got burned. Then Dark Order come out, and Page is like, "Oh, come on." They've been messing with Page for a long time, and honestly, I have to honestly say, I've liked it ever since they started messing with Page. Just because they mess with Page don't mean Page got to get stupefied. He just stay Page. I thought that him winning was worth it. I thought it was good. I think that the high risks during the match were meaningless because there was no payoff to those high risks. Kenny didn't sell them. Page was, for the most part, but then he's got to come up to meet the moment that Kenny Omega's driving at. That was a Kenny Omega match. I think Kenny Omega led the majority of that match. I think he was pretty much, hey, I'm gonna lose, but this is how we gonna do it. And I think Page just went along with it, because this is out of Page's wheelhouse, all the stuff that he was doing. But he's got the title, and then when he wins the title, the first thing that people think about is, what did it take for him to beat Kenny Omega? And now in their minds it's going to be, you have to go through that and more to beat Adam Page. That's what it's going to take, way more than what you saw in that main event to beat him. And that's why you shouldn't have to do all this crazy stuff for a title match. All the cheating and stuff that Don Callis was doing, that would have been on point, would have been right. But he was laid to the bone on the apron like the last third of the match. I don't know why. He should just roll his dumb ass off. But I like how the ref took that. The ref kind of undersold. The ref took that buckshot lariat, fell out, pops up and rolls over Kenny Omega, slowly rolls over to the apron, and then eventually plops out onto the floor. I'm like, when he hit the lariat, the ref should have kind of fell back, jumping back at the last second, and roll across the mat, out the ring, and onto the floor. I think that would have been better. That's just me. I'm not saying for sure fire style it would have been, but no. Oh, and fucking, god damn you, fucking Excalibur, excrement, shit face, shit mask, shit mind. That shit is aggravating. They do that shit on New Japan Strong as well. Somebody kick out the last second 2.999 because they're all mimicking Fire Pro Wrestling World. They put the 2.9, and it's not the only game to ever do it. It's not. Other games you'll see the 2.8, 2.7. You can see it counting up and whatnot. Yeah. But no, Fire Pro is the only one. There's no other anything up there. It'll be 2.9 or 3. It will not say 2.5, 2.25, 2.1, 2, 3, 4. No, 2.9 and whatnot. And that fucking Ah, that's why people say he talk like a fucking mark. You know, and you hear me? I don't take the graphics off my game. I don't do that. I don't use mods. You know, and when this is a 2.9, I don't say that. You know what I honestly do? I speak the way Jim Ross used to speak. That's what I do. He just got the shoulder up, or she just got the shoulder up. Man, that was so close. You could barely fit air up under there. Stuff like that. You know, just managed to get the shoulder off the mat just at the nick of time. Whoa, that was so close. Can you get any closer? Don't even try it. Stuff like that. 2.9. Oh my goodness, 2.9. Sound like a fucking idiot. The match was dumbing itself down. You don't need your help. But the only two matches that were worth a fuck, opening and closing. Every other match, nah. You know, and now, and look, Bryan Danielson wins the tournament, right? He gets a shot at the AEW title, right? This is going to be Danielson's first loss. Because you make your title. This is not the video game. This ain't simulation. No. People have outright full-on goddamn control over this shit. Alright? It makes your champion look weak when he goes through this level of a match and then some guy comes in, wrestles for a couple of months, get a title shot, and then win. That's... Whoo! It's like I came into your company, I won, I got the belt. When I lose the belt, I'm out. I'll be going somewhere else. Bye-bye. Because, you know, y'all don't matter. That's what it's going to look like. I ain't saying Danielson's going to leave. I'm just saying that's what it looked like when you do this. So he's got to have his first loss, or Hangman Adam Page got to look like a bitch. Which then makes Kenny Omega look more like a bitch. So, I mean, and then Moxley come back, hey, I should have been in the tournament, I should have won it, when we know he would have lost. And then he'll say, I would have beat you, Danielson. So it's going to be me versus you. And then the winner of that can get the title shot. And then if it's Moxley that gets the title shot, going on how Moxley's been performing, honestly, he should win. Quick, decisive, he should win. Bryan Danielson is going to be brutal. It's going to be long-winded, but Danielson should win. I can honestly say Adam Page, move and style-wise, he is not on Danielson's level in terms of move, style, and stuff like that. Perseverance and all that stuff. He's not there. Because we never got a chance to see him like that outside of New Japan. So going on how he's been presented in AEW, he's a rookie compared to this deep, gruff veteran of Bryan Danielson. Oh yeah, Eddie Kingston and CM Punk, that match happened. That went like I thought it would. I said I knew CM Punk was going to win. I don't know. CM Punk came across like a heel in their promo. I told Caesar that, and I think I said that up here on one of these. And then CM Punk was getting booed by the fans. They were liking Kingston. You know, they still like Punk. They love Punk. But right now, it's up in the air how the fans are going to feel about CM Punk and whatnot. This CM Punk, I'm going to be honest with you, selling-wise, he's not on Kingston's level. Kingston, he makes... If every wrestler was like Kingston, not the style, but in terms of selling moves, oh my goodness. It would look so, I mean, it looks legit. Taking a beating, giving a beating, talking that trash. Eddie Kingston looks legit. He had them gloves taped up. I said, is there something up under them gloves? They were thick. They not gloves, but it was tape. It was just tape wrapped up. They almost look like MMA gloves. And he got that sneaking, spinning back fist. It was open hand, yeah, but that's how you get maximum momentum. And whatever, hey, the back of his hand was probably padded so he don't break his metacarpals. So, I mean, he hit Punk and Punk dropped. I don't even know if Punk saw it coming. But Eddie was like, ha ha, and the crowd was like, yes. I was like, there we go. There we go. And you think about how CM Punk's promo was with Kingston. I think it was on Rampage. And Punk was all like, yeah, you know, we was judging you. I wasn't the only one judging you. You know, we saw greatness in you. We wanted you to be great, but you didn't want that. You know, this is all on you. And I'm like, how many people have heard stuff like that when they're getting buried, fired, or, you know, pushed away from a group or something like that? How many people have heard stuff like that? That's an evil manager. That's an evil CEO talking. That's what Punk was doing. And so people probably resonated with Kingston, the hardworking man trying to come up, blue collar it like crazy, and getting overshadowed by people that's already made it, doing it, you know, the company way instead of the legit way. That's how it comes across. CM Punk came across like some asshole. Eddie Kingston came across like that dude that's, hey, he's the one that's raking your leaves. He's the guy that's cleaning the sewers. He's picking up the trash. That's what he's doing. And then you got some guy say, hey, you be better than that. But you know what? We judged that you should stay where you are because you're not living up to the expectations we want you to have. It comes across bad. And so I think that's why the fans started turning on Punk halfway through that match. He hit that go to sleep and the crowd was pissed. And when he hit it, it was beautiful. Not like Ty Conti's. Ty Conti, she is supposed to be like the go to sleep, but she only got the knee up to like the elbow, and it didn't even touch the elbow. And Britt Baker sort of like she got kneed in the face, but you know, wasn't even close. So that AEW botches might have some fun with this. And if I don't see anything from them, I'm have to play. Hey, you got to go to Full Gear and look at that. I'll have to say it to them, but I don't know how to do Twitter like that. I don't know how to people be seeing all this stuff, and I'm like, where is it? You know, you go to the main account, you be like, okay, tweets and replies or posters, and you look and there's nothing there. Stuff that's like when they first got there, and there's nothing else. And I'm like, I don't know how Twitter works. I don't know. But yeah, Punk got the second go to sleep on. And look, Kingston sold the go to sleep like beautifully. I was like, that dude dead. Yep. Then the second one. Well, now he's double dead. Pin him. He pins him. Crowd's like, screw you, man. You can't be beating on Kingston, man. That's our dude, man. You know, he works hard, man. What are you doing, man? So they was mad. They were mad. They were big mad. I don't blame them. I don't remember any other matches. Don't really care. I might have gone over all of them. I don't know. This is the first match in the main event. You know, they were the best matches. Punk's match I could watch again. You know, Kingston's so beautiful in that ring. CJ was like, I haven't seen him do anything. You know, what good is Kingston? I was like, just watch. You're gonna love him. She loves him. I said nothing. I didn't have to. I don't sit here and be like, see, like how good he do that move. See how awesome he is doing that. See how he's selling so great. I don't say a damn thing. I'll be quiet so she can judge on her own. All I do is talk about personalities on why the fans are choosing something and something. That's about it. So now she's an Eddie Kingston fan because Eddie Kingston is that damn awesome. You know, most underrated wrestler in wrestling right now, I would say. You know, I didn't think I'd have this much to say. I was like, man, I'm going to sit down and talk for about 6 minutes and stuff. But, you know, other stuff is coming to my mind, just jumping in there. And I'm like, oh, yeah, this happened, that happened. You know, I've been picking my fingers, now my finger bleeding. Like, let me get some more tissue and wipe the blood up and stuff, you know, because, you know, bleeding fingers you got to stop the bleeding finger, man, you know. you might bleed out. You take a little, you see it's a little dab there, right? But see, if you leave it alone, see what happened is the blood gnomes come out and they just suck the blood right out of you. You don't even know they're there. You can't even feel it. You're just doing what you're doing. The blood gnome just all over your finger, just sucking the blood out. So you gotta watch out for blood gnomes. And no, they don't look like ghetto. They don't look like that gnome. No, these gnomes, they don't have hats. They don't even have beards. That's all I know. I've never been able to really catch one. I thought I heard one once, but I don't know. I was asleep. I was just waking up. But there was some blood, and I was like, man, I think a blood gnome got me. But maybe I should make that a gimmick wrestling in Fire Pro. The blood gnome. That's what the blood gnome. He just make you bleed. Everything makes you bleed. And you bleed like a blood gnome. I don't know. Any case, that's everything that I can think of. My thoughts on AEW Full Gear. Just about 3 good matches. But the first and last match were the best ones. Yeah, I'm glad they opened up with MJF. I thought it was stupid, but no, it was right. MJF, it was the right call. I thought it was stupid, but it's the right call. So, I admit my mistakes and whatnot, because I'm awesome like that. That's about the only place I'm awesome. But I try. I love you. I try to do for you. Let me talk for you. In any case, I'm just having fun. It's late and I still got a lot of stuff to do, and I just want to have a little conversation with y'all about AEW Full Gear. If y'all got questions on anything like that or any comment, just to make a comment, hey, throw it on down there in the comment section. It's all good, man. I ain't gonna bite your head off. I'm just curious about what you're gonna say. You want to pick the whole thing apart and you want to post a video. Said you don't know shit. Let me explain. Well, link me to it. It's all it's all good. You want to diss me to get views, man. Look, do it. You won't be the first. You won't be the last, and I'll encourage every one of y'all asses. All right. It's all good. Seriously. Comment, like, share, subscribe. Do all that jazz. Check out people in the description below. Check out, the one that says podcast. That's why I be putting stuff up. We haven't gotten the, Best of Super Junior 28 day 2 up yet because we're like, I think we just got done with El Phantasmo match. Oh, and just to give you an idea of how that's going to go down, I would love to fire New Japan Pro Wrestling. Hire them for something and then fire them and make it public. In any case, I'm going to get up out of here. It's almost been an hour. Hopefully I've just been entertaining enough for you or whatnot. But like I say, leave comments. It's all good. We chill. We peeps. All right? Let it be. So this has been Cedric for CR Wrestling Commentary, thoughts on AEW Full Gear. Thank you for listening. Take care of each other and yourselves. Good night. See you next time.